Hello everybody and welcome to Thrifting. Today we're going to be doing a new type of pickup video, and that video is...
This Week in Thrifting!
Yes, this video is called This Week in Thrifting. This is a new type of pickup video where I'm going to show you everything I picked up at thrift stores this week. So that ranges from VHS to books to toys to video games. Hey, maybe in the future, if this is successful, maybe I'll shoot some footage at the thrift stores. You let me know in the comments if that is something you're interested in seeing. All right, so let's check out these thrifting pickups for this week. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to start with some VHS. With my VHS collecting, I'm focusing mostly on 80s and 90s cartoon and TV show VHSs. But I also pick up the occasional movie here that is something special to me or is just a cool release of the movie with some cool cover art on it. First VHS I picked here is Batman Beyond, The Disappearing Ink. I've never seen this episode. I don't remember it. It's been a long time since I watched that show. I probably haven't watched it since it's been on TV. Batman Beyond was an awesome show, sequel to Batman the Animated Series. So this was obviously a cool one to pick up. Next up, I picked up Jaws, the Anniversary Collector's Edition. What's cool about this, it's like printed on a foil, so it's got a metallic cover to it. That's why I picked it up. It's a thicker movie, I guess because Jaws is a long movie, it requires 2 VHS in there. But yeah, this was definitely worth picking up. I love Jaws, and this is a cool release of it. Next up is a VHS, which is a little bit special to me. This movie's a little bit special. It's the first movie that I recall ever going to the movie theater to watch. I may have gone to other ones, but this is the first one I actually recall ever going. That is Small Soldiers. The whole idea of this movie is the toys come to life, and you have the small soldier toys, and you have like the monster toys. And it's like a whole flip on its head thing where the turns out the G.I. Joe toys were the bad guys and the monster toys are the good guys. But yeah, I remember this being a pretty good movie. I would like to go back and rewatch it, that's for sure. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Okay, moving on from VHS, we're going to be shifting over to toys. The first toy I picked up is this LCD ice hockey electric handheld system. I'm not sure how old it is. Plastic is a little bit yellowed, so I'm assuming it's from the mid to late 90s. It's not a Tiger Electronic, but it's also, I know it's newer because it does have an analog stick on it, so it's got to be later than the N64 release. The reason I picked it up mainly because it was still in its blister packaging, so I always thought that that's a pretty cool thing. Next up is a cool one, and I didn't know this existed, and that is this Transformers 12-inch tall Bumblebee. Now, what's cool about this figure is that usually I stay away from the larger Transformers because they tend to be more geared to smaller children and they're less complicated than the smaller ones. But this one is just as fully complicated as any of the smaller Transformers, and it's got some cool extra features in it. For example, when you start to open it, it makes the transforming sound. And when you close it back up, it makes the reverse transforming sound, which is pretty cool. The other thing is he's got a fully retractable face mask, which you can just pull these forward, and it pops forward. And the other thing is he's got the retractable claw on his other hand. Now, what also really drew me to this Transformer, well, one, he was $5, but the other main thing that drew me to him is this Transformer, this Bumblebee Transformer, actually turns into a Volkswagen Beetle, and it has the Volkswagen logo. All my other Bumblebee Transformer figures are turned into Camaros, so this is the first one that actually turns into a Volkswagen Beetle, which is pretty sweet. The only problem with it, the back windows are missing. I didn't notice that when I grabbed it, just because it was in robot form when I grabbed it. When I'm looking for Transformers at thrift stores, I check to make sure both their hands are there, both their feet's there, and their head's there. Or if anything looks obviously visually broken, then I don't grab them. Just not worth it. I've tried selling Transformers for parts on eBay before, and very tough to do so. So I don't know, this guy is pretty much perfect. Like I said, he's just missing his back windows, but in robot form he looks badass. And the final and coolest toy I picked up at thrift stores this week, that is this Super Mario Kart 8 RC motorcycle. Now, what makes this RC motorcycle cool, he has this function where he actually turns the wheel sideways and he can glide sideways across, which is pretty cool. Now, I see these all the time. This is the first time I've ever come across it where it actually had the remote with it. So I picked it up, got it to work. Thing works awesome. The kids love it. So it was a pretty good $8 spent.
Look out, Mario! They're throwing bananas! Did you see that? that? We went into anti-gravity mode. No time for dinner, Mario. Mushrooms?
Mario Kart Anti-Gravity RC Racer. Batteries not included.
Next up, I got one music CD, and it's nothing overly special, but it was kind of neat to find. And that is the Diablo 3 soundtrack, which apparently came with the collector's edition of the game.
There are so many different items. Let's go ahead and pull them all out, and then I'll give you more detail on each.
So this is kind of cool. I'm always looking for game soundtracks whenever I can find them, or even movie soundtracks too. I love picking up soundtrack CDs, so I got to give this to the computer and check it out, see if it's any good. Next up, I got some DVDs I want to show off, and these ones are pretty cool ones. I got these for it's $2 for all 4 of them, and that is the 4 Goosebump DVDs. Now, the problem is, in North America, the Goosebumps TV show, even though it was Canadian, was never released fully in a box set together. They were always released in like individual DVDs or 2-3 episode DVD sets. So I picked these 4 up. It was a lucky find. I found the 3 of them, and then I re-looked through all the DVDs again, and I found one more. So it was a pretty cool find. I've been trying to collect, like I said, 90s TV show DVDs, as well as like the VHSs and stuff. But the DVDs are probably the best way to go, just because it's the clearest picture you're going to get on these things. So it was really cool. I'm really happy to find these, that's for sure.
You will beware. You're in for a scare.
And next up is a huge DVD pickup, which I was super happy to get. It's on my Amazon wish list, and I got this for about 1/10 of the price of what it goes for on Amazon. And that is the Married with Children complete box set. Now, this is one of the greatest TV sitcoms of all time. Absolutely hilarious. There's no way you could put this show on TV now. It's just no way. This show is way too funny to be on TV now, that's for sure. So I really love this show. I was super happy to get this box set because I gotta get through and start watching all of these again because they're absolutely hilarious.
Well, let me explain. See, it's just like an elevator. There's a 2-ton weight limit on this shit. Let's say I nail the soles directly to your feet. It'll give you more traction when you're pulling the ice wagon.
Moving on to the games I picked up at thrift stores this week. Starting off is NHL 2003 on the Nintendo GameCube. Now, I have no desire to buy sports games. I really don't. But for the price this was, it was $4. I would pay that just for the GameCube case. So if I do get a better game that needs a replacement case, I'll just take it off this. That's the main reason why I bought this. Otherwise, like, I have no desire to have an NHL 2003 game. I have NHL 2005, I think, already. So it's not really like I don't care about the hockey game. I just care more about the case that it came in. Okay, next up, I got a couple PS3 games, and that is Escape from Dead Island. This one's actually still sealed, which is kind of cool. Not sure what this one is. Dead Island is a game I absolutely loved. I played through it on the 360. I think this is some sort of like third-person spin-off, where Dead Island is traditionally a first-person game. So I'm curious to check this out and see if it's any good. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you played or if it's any good. But like I said, it's still sealed, so I haven't decided if I'm going to crack that seal or not, or just leave it the way it is. The next PS3 game I got was Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Now, what this is, I believe, is a almost like a precursor to Metal Gear Solid 5. It's very misleading from the title because it still says Metal Gear Solid 5 on the title. But I believe Metal Gear Solid 5 only came out on the PS4 and Xbox One. And so this is the PS3, Xbox 360 game. I guess is to transition you to get the new system to play the new game. I don't know if this is any good. I'm generally not a huge fan of the Metal Gear games, but I just don't like stealth games, period. But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a shot and see if I like this one. Next up, I got a Home Alone on the Game Boy. Now, this was a really awesome find because anybody who knows me knows Home Alone is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it was so good to find this. Also, too, it's very rare I find cartridge-based games, and I found this at a thrift store. There's only one thrift store I still know of that has set pricing for games. All of them now price the games individually based on what they are. They look them up on eBay and stuff, and they price them. Now, this is the only thrift store left that still prices things at a base price. So I only had to pay $5 for this game, and I was super happy to pay it because I love Home Alone and I love everything around it.
You guys give up or you're thirsty for more?
Next up, I got Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. Now, this is a cool first-person cowboy game. I played the first one, which I do not believe was a Western. I think it takes place in modern times, the first game. But this one is a Western, so I'm looking forward to playing it. I bought one on the Switch not too long ago. I don't know if it was this one or a different one, a different Call of Juarez. but I was playing through that one a bit on the Switch, and I was enjoying it. So it seems like this could be a pretty fun playthrough. I always love a good Western game. And the last and final game I picked up at the thrift store was The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. Now, I've never played The Witcher 2, played The Witcher 3 probably like 20 times, but when I say 20 times, I mean I start it, play for 4 hours, and then don't come back to it for a while, then I start it over. So I probably started The Witcher 3 over like 10, 20 times. I played it on the Xbox One a bunch of times, then I started on the Switch thinking, oh, maybe if I get it on the Switch, I'll have it on the go, and then I'll be able to finally play through the whole thing. And it never happened. But so Witcher 2 I hear is a really good. What's great about this edition is it comes with the map and it comes with the CD soundtrack, and I love my game CD soundtracks. So yeah, this is definitely a good pickup. Well, everybody, that concludes the first episode of This Week in Thrifting. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments down below. If you want me to actually go to the thrift stores and film what I'm doing at them, let me know that in the comments down below too. Maybe I'll consider doing that if that makes a more entertaining video. You let me know, and we'll see you later.